Is the series over if the Lakers don't win game 2?
No. The series might not be over, but it still was going to be a daunting task for them to beat the Nuggets 4 times in 7 games. But I do not believe the series is over because I believe the Lakers can come home. But the key is going to be D'Lo because the Lakers need to make it a 3-on-3 because if Jokic and Murray cancel out AD and LeBron, now can Austin Reeves, D'Lo, and Rui, can they beat Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and KCP? And Saturday night, that didn't happen. D'Lo was 6 of 20 from the floor. He struggled shooting the 3. And he had some great looks, shots that Stephen A. he has routinely knocked down in the second half of the season. He missed. I don't believe he missed those shots tonight. I believe if he gets those same looks that he got on Saturday, I believe he knocks those looks down. LeBron needs to do a better job of taking care of the basketball. They had 12 turnovers. LeBron had 7 of them. And the difference between the Nuggets, if you go back and you watch this game, the difference between the Nuggets and the Lakers, when the Lakers went on their run and they had an opportunity to extend a 12-point lead to maybe 18 or 20, they started turning the ball over. And what could have been an 18 or 20-point lead that was 12, all of a sudden is down to 5 or 6 because of the turnovers, and it allowed the Nuggets to get back in the ball game.
The difference is that the Lakers are not a good team, and the Denver Nuggets are a good team. The Denver Nuggets have a team where they're all in their prime, especially their star players, whereas the Lakers do not have their star players in their prime. It's not that difficult to understand. We keep trying to force this to be a thing. The Lakers are just not good.
Now, when the Nuggets went on their run, they go down 1 to up 14 in the blink of an eye because everything is smooth. They don't turn the ball over. Jokic is going to be Jokic. Murray starts to getting it going. KCP starts the third quarter off extremely hot, and that's the difference in the ball game. You cannot turn the ball over against this team because they're going to make you execute in the clutch because they're a very good clutch team because of that guy right there. He had 4 dunks. 4 dunks in a game. Yo, he rarely dunks. He don't want to dunk, Stephen A. That's how great he was feeling. Give Anthony Davis credit. We can't blame Anthony Davis, Stephen A. He gave you 32-15 with 4 blocks and 5 assists. LeBron had it going in the first half, not so much in the second half, but the problem that I had with LeBron was the turnovers. But those other 3, D'Lo, Austin Reeves, and Rui, you've got to beat Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, and KCP. If you guys do that, you have an excellent chance of winning this ball game. But if they don't win this game tonight, the series isn't over because they get to come home on Thursday.
Of course, the series is over because if they go 0-2, they drop down 0-2. The Lakers have to now win 4 out of the next 5. They've lost 9 straight games, and now they're suddenly just going to snap their fingers and win 4 of the next 5. Do you know how insane that sounds? It makes 0 sense. Absolutely 0 sense. I can't even comprehend how delusional you can be, honestly.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It is. It's
no,
over.
it ain't.
It's over. They lose.
So they're going to get
tonight.
swept. They're going to get swept.
No. They lose tonight.
That doesn't mean you're going to get
There's
swept.
no way in hell they're winning 4 out of 5. It's
There you
not
go.
going to happen.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Stephen A. right now.
It's a foregone conclusion. Most of us may have picked Denver, but the series is a series. It ain't no series no more if they go down 0-2. They go down 0-2. It's a foregone conclusion that this series will likely end in 5, okay? That's really the reality of the situation. And let me bring up D. Russell. And let me give him a round of applause, Shannon, a round of applause. Because you pointed out how he was missing all of these jump shots, 1 of 9 from 3-point range. Do you know that he finished with 13 points? Do you know that last year in the Western Conference Finals against these same Denver Nuggets, he averaged 6?
Yeah.
He did score more than 10 points in any game in the series. He averaged 6 points on 32% shooting, 13% from 3-point range. This brother was so awful in the Western Conference Finals last year, he was wearing a Lakers uniform. That's how bad he was. And so he talked about how the negativity ultimately propels him and elevates his level of play and turns him into what we saw him be in the second half of the season. Yet conveniently, right on cue, the second the Denver Nuggets show up into the arena, the same Denver Nuggets that beat them open tonight and forced the Lakers to watch their ring ceremony, the same Denver Nuggets team that beat them the night Kobe Bryant's statue was unveiled, the same Denver Nuggets team that beat them the night LeBron James reached 40,000-point plateau scored in his career. That same Denver Nuggets team, you show up against Saturday night or Sunday, Saturday night, You know that Anthony Davis is balling. You know that LeBron James is balling. They clearly need you. And let's not forget Austin Reeves, by the way. And what do you do if you D'Angelo Russell? You show up and you look as anemic as ever. See, this is the problem.
So, okay, let's break this down further now. As I said earlier, they keep trying to make the Lakers relevant. The Lakers were in the play-in for a reason, and they just snuck by in the play-in against the New Orleans Pelicans, where Zion ended up going down, okay? The Lakers are just not a good team. It's not like they're seated where they are because of bad luck, because of a really tough schedule. This isn't like football here. There wasn't like key injuries at bad times. They're just not a great team. And that's okay. It's okay to admit that the Lakers, as a franchise, don't have a great team this season. It's great. It's okay to admit that LeBron James is on a team that's not that great. It's okay to admit that LeBron James is getting older. He can't do what he was able to do in the past. He's doing amazing things, without a doubt. But in order to really win this series, to win these games, LeBron has to be putting up like 40-point games. I mean, he has to be a monster. And he has to be able to stop the bleeding when it's bleeding. And he has to be able to pounce when they're in a position to be able to pounce. He can't do that. And then he does start turning the ball over more because he starts to get more tired, more fatigued. Think about like when you haven't slept in a couple of nights, right? If you've had poor sleep, but a couple back-to-back nights, you're extra tired, you're a little bit fumbling over things, you're probably, you're trying to, pour a drink and you spill it. Like, you're just not operating at your full functional capacity. That's what happens when you get older and you're more fatigued and you're balling like LeBron is. Things are just not perfect. Yes, you have moments that look unbelievable, and you have moments where it's like, dude, this guy's playing like he's 24. Right, he can have those short little moments, but it's not sustained. It's not sustained. That is the problem. We keep saying, oh, if Hachimura and Austin Reeves and D'Angelo Russell play better than these other players who are champions, than these other players who were drafted higher, who have had more success, who actually know how to play winning basketball? Like, what are we saying here? We keep acting like the Denver Nuggets aren't actually that good of a team, that it's really just all Jokic. Jokic just makes everything better and this, that, and the third. That could not be further from the truth. That could not be further from the truth. Watch that team. They are a great team. Yes, Jokic, of course, elevates them. Not denying that. Jamal Murray balls out in the playoffs. He steps up his game. These other players don't. And I pointed this out before about Austin Reeves. Everyone wanted to make Austin Reeves be this thing so badly. I mean, you really look at it, his stats, his numbers are just normal. I mean, it's basketball. Again, he has some high moments, he has some low moments. You can't depend on him. I mean, before, everybody was talking about Austin Reeves being this unbelievable player. And when you looked at the numbers, you're like, well, he actually has some pretty comparable numbers to D'Angelo Russell. Why are we acting like Austin Reeves is a second coming and not D'Angelo Russell? And I actually argued, I wonder if it's because he's white. And not making it like a racial thing because people like white people or whatever. Not that at all. It's just that still to this day, people still, since basketball is still so heavily dominated by obviously black athletes, that when a white person is kind of maybe balling out, especially a white American, not European, it just seems to like stand out a little bit more, right? And so I think we kind of overinflate it or, talk it up more than it really is. And combined with, with some key shots at key moments in games that then make him look better than he actually is. Kind of similar to Linsanity, right? An Asian guy, it just looks a little different. He's winning games in like a pretty spectacular fashion, and so now we elevate it, and then everything comes back down to earth. And to me, that's kind of what happened with Austin Reeves. Can Austin Reeves hit a big shot? Sure. Can you depend on him to consistently hit those big shots and step up? No. He's not Klay Thompson to Steph. He's not that. He's not KD. He's not these players. He's not that dude. But before going into the summer, they're talking about him being on the Olympics and all of this stuff, Team USA, and it's like, he's a good basketball player, worthy to be on a team, can be on a championship winning team as a role player, not as a guy that you need to be a leader, not a guy to like pick up the slack of LeBron James and AD. Like, what are we talking about here? So there's a lot of confusion as to who the Lakers actually are, who their team is, and who the Denver Nuggets are. The Denver Nuggets are a great team top to bottom. from their players to their coaches to their superstars to their role players to their bench to everything. And they know how to win games now. They know how to win in the playoffs. They've won. They have the championship experience. Compare that to the Lakers. They have their key players, AD and LeBron, are older, get banged up easily, and they can't. Like, Shannon Sharpe is like shocked that LeBron didn't have a great second half. That's who LeBron James is right now because he's more tired in the third and fourth quarter. I don't think he ended up shooting the ball once in the fourth quarter. He maybe ended up getting like one shot off. There was like 3 minutes left, and I remember them announcing that LeBron hasn't taken a single shot. I mean, that's insane. And I understand why. He's gassed. So he needs someone to be able to pick up the slack, and that's where AD's supposed to step in. But AD can only do so much, of course. And now you have these other pieces, and you're just saying, like, well, D'Angelo needs to be better than Jamal Murray or whatever. And it's like, what are we talking about? Why do we think these players are magically going to be better than they are? That's just not how it works. These players are who we always knew them to be. LeBron James is who we know he is right now. An unbelievable player, doing amazing things for his age, but he cannot carry the team down the stretch. He just can't. And AD, I don't think was ever capable of doing that. Otherwise, we would have seen it when he was playing, without LeBron James. So the reality is that the Lakers have no chance at winning this series. Can the Lakers win some games? Yeah, I think so. But you could just see it. You could see the panic in the Lakers when they were down, and you can see the calmness of the Denver Nuggets when they were down. You can see when the Lakers were making it more close, and we're kind of maybe going to be in control of that game, and you can see it was still frantic. Denver, they were always under control. Always under control. They were never getting mad at each other if they turned the ball over, if they missed a shot. Jamal Murray kind of had a few misses in a row, and he didn't doubt himself. He didn't have to now question, am I good enough? That's what happens to an Austin Reeves. That's what happens to a D'Angelo Russell. Misses a few shots back to back. They've never been there before. They start to doubt themselves. They start to question, what am I doing? Or they have to keep telling themselves, you got this, you got this, you got this. Right? I mean, it's like being on a plane and you're like, everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. That's what you don't have when you're not a champion. When you're a champion and you've been there, you don't have that same level of doubt. You don't have to keep self-talking yourself up. You just know, it's all right. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, we've seen so many great players, both like in the NFL and the NBA, when things are kind of going out of control or it's a tight game, it's a very common, you see the stars especially be like, it's all good. It's all good. Just like to calm everything down. It's like, we got this. We got this. You see Patrick Mahomes do it all the time. Down by 3 minutes left to go in the fourth. It's just, all right. He makes a terrible throw, which is rare, but it happens. Makes a terrible throw or key drop. He might roll his eyes for a second, but he does this thing. He always does this, which is weird. He's like chewing on his mouth guard, and he tells everyone to like kind of get back, like, all right, we're good. Come on. It's just, we're moving on to the next play. And you can see it. It comes through the screen. You can see the D'Angelo Russell, the Austin Reeves. It's, I missed another shot. Oh, my God. Why won't these threes go in? It's like, oh, my God. Why? Of course, of all nights, I'm having a cold night. You see it. I mean, it just jumps through the screen. And it was one of the biggest things I ever learned watching Steph Curry. Steph Curry, air balls. And the whole crowd screams, air ball. And it's just nothing. Because it's just like, well, yeah, I airballed. You know how many shots I take? Of course, occasionally I'm going to airball it. I'm freaking Steph Curry. And it wasn't like, okay, I'm going to show everyone. It's just that confidence. The Lakers do not have that. And guess what? LeBron does have that confidence. And he's confident that they do not have enough to win this. That's why he's not carrying on. That's why he went hard, but he wasn't like, like the whole thing with J.R. Smith in certain moments, like, because he just knows this team is not good enough. It's like a father watching his children, just knowing what they're capable of doing. You're not going to yell at a 4-year-old to not be able to do long division, because you just know, all right, he's 4 years old. What is he going to be able to do? So I think actually LeBron has very realistic expectations and understanding. LeBron's a savant. LeBron knows everything when it comes to basketball. you can't trick him. He doesn't have this sense of there's a chance. He knows. And you can see the way how he's playing, and you can see the way how he's interacting with the other players. He's not really trying to be like, listen, no, come on, Austin, we got to do this. And D'Angelo, come on, you got to be able to cut, backdoor, do this, do that. He's not doing that. He's just playing. He's trying to get his numbers, play his heart out, so we can be like, I did everything I could. The rest is on the other players and the coach. He's getting his numbers. But that's just the way it is. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. Do you think the series is over if the Lakers don't win game 2? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really, really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.